Okay, here's what I'm doing next, and I'm doing it because it's kind of unique. This is from Heytech, and this one is called the Nightmare. It's a bi spinner. It has pretty thick weights on the outside, so it's actually kind of heavy. The other thing about it is it's got one of these funny bearings in it. It's got a 606. Let me see if I can get this off of here. It's kind of tight. Yeah, it's got one of these, I believe that's a 606 bearing, but it's got loose balls in it. It doesn't have a cage to hold the balls in place. When I've seen that before, it hasn't turned out to be very good. And this one here, I'm spinning it now. It doesn't feel like it's going to be a very long spinner, unfortunately. But this one's been around for a while, and I'm having a little trouble finding it right at the moment. So I'm not sure if they discontinued it or what. But I wanted to test this one before it becomes completely obsolete. But it has a different feel to it. It's pretty hefty for a bi spinner, and it looks pretty cool. So this is the one I'm going to test next, the Heytech Nightmare. Well, I just got done testing the Heytech Nightmare, and I have to say I'm really disappointed. And the reason I'm disappointed is because this thing has just about everything right about it, except a good bearing. And this thing, this little, it's a regular, normal size bar spinner. It plays well. It's got a good feel to it. And the thing weighs 104 grams. It's really heavy, which should add up to long spin times. But it doesn't. It has this not so hot bearing in it. It only got an average spin time of 1 minute and 37 seconds. Consistent about it, but nevertheless, that's a terrible spin time. And if you look at this here, if you just touch it a little bit and get it going, it'll just come to a screeching halt like that. So it's not, the bearing's just not right. And on top of that, all the little gadgets I have for getting bearings out of spinners don't seem to work on this one, so I can't get the bearing out of it and replace it with a better bearing. So I'm kind of stuck with this right now, and if anybody has any ideas on how I can get the bearing out of this thing and replace it with a better bearing, I'd appreciate hearing about it, because I'm really stuck wanting to play with this spinner, and I can't, and it's not working. So it gets a bad overall score of 4.6. Something tells me not to give up on this one yet. Someday I'll figure out how to put a good bearing in it. So that's what we have for right now, the Heytech Nightmare. It's turning out to be a nightmare.